Hello, boys and girls. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. We are going to go over Math 7 homework number 1, angles and triangles. I really hope you watched the videos first, because if you did not, you probably had no idea how to do this. Number 1, to remind you that a straight line has 180 degrees on each side because it's half of a circle. We're splitting a circle in half. So these two angles here add up to 180 degrees. They are called supplementary angles. And you can make a one-step equation. X plus 72 equals 180. If I take away this 72 to leave me with just x, and then I of course have to do it to the other side, I'll find out what x is. And 72 is 8 less than 80, so it's 108. All right. Over here, number 2, same basic concept. We have 180 degrees right here on this side of the line. It's actually on both. I have two different angles here. They're going to add up to 180. They are complementary. I've got two x's here, which means that the number I solve for is not actually the answer to this angle. So I got 2x plus that 50. It's going to equal 180. Now let's take that 50 away from both sides. It's a two-step equation. You're going to be left with 2x on the left. 50 from 180 is 130. And when I divide by 2, I get x equals half of 130 is 65. Now, some of you might have realized as soon as I got to 2x equals 130, you could have just said, oh, it's 130. But x was actually 65. But since I said find the missing angles on the directions, that's what I was actually looking for. Okay, moving down to number 3, we have a 90-degree angle. You know this a 90-degree angle because you see the square in there, because the square is made up of 4 90-degree angles. It's also known as a right angle. And together, these two angles that add up to 90 are complementary. It's all right to complement. Right angle, complementary. Again, it's a two-step equation. X plus 32 equal what? 90. Take away the 32. You're left with x on the left. 90 minus 30 is 60, and 60 minus 2 is 58. There we go. And those things add up. I like to add the 50 and the 30 to 80. 2 plus 8 is 10, so it is 90. Those are complementary. Moving over to number 4. I have 2 x's this time, plus 30 equals 90 again, because they're complementary. Got the right angle right there. This is a two-step equation. Like I did on the one step, I'm going to take away the 30, the constant, from both sides. So I'm left with 2x equals 90 minus 30 is 60. I'm going to divide 60 in half, and I get 30 for x. So that means this x is 30 degrees. And this x here is 30, plus 30 more means the angle is 60 degrees in total. 30 and 60 make 90. Okay, moving down to number 5, we have two intersecting lines. On each side of both of these lines is 180 degrees. I'm going to start up here with A and 55. Since it is a one-step, I'll write it out just for fun. A plus 55 equals 180, right? These are supplementary angles. Take away that 55, and you're left with A equals, let's see, 80 minus 50 is 30. 30 minus 5 is 25. So it's 125. That means A is 125. Now here comes the fun stuff. Remember, two intersecting lines make pairs of identical angles. They're known as vertical. So 55 and B are the same because they're opposite each other, across from each other. See little arrows? They're going to be the same. So this guy's 55 down here. And these guys will be the same as well. 125 right there. So opposite angles are identical. All right, moving on to number 6. This is what I call the line puzzle. you have a lot of stuff going on here and 4 angles to find. I'm going to start with D because it's the easiest one. It's got the right angle, so this is 90 degrees. I have a straight line right here, so that means that these 3 angles equal 180, and if I take the 90 away from 180, it means that these 2 here are complementary because there's another right angle. So I'm going to do 90 minus the 36. Notice this is this step right here of the one step. 90 minus 30 is 60. 60 minus 6 is 54. So A is 54 degrees. And now I look here at A and B, and right there is a 180 degree half circle. So if I take 54 away from 180, like down here, I'm going to get 80 minus 50 is 30. 30 minus 4 is 26. So 126 is B. And B and C are also going to equal 180. And since these equal 180 and these equal 180, I know that C is 54. Also, these 2 are vertical because they're intersecting. All right, there's the first half, all those lines and angles. I hope you did well. Let's look at the last 4 problems on the back where we're looking at the angles within triangles. When you watched the video, you saw that these 3 angles make a straight line when they're put together. It's also half of a rectangle's interior angles, which a rectangle and square of 360. So like a straight line, a triangle is 180 degrees. These are supplementary angles inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an equation. I have x plus 55 and 38. Ew. 50 plus 30 is 80, plus 8 is 88. 88 plus 5 is 93. You guys might use calculators. And that equals 180. So I'm going to take away that 93 because it's a one-step equation. I'm left with x equals, well, 180 minus 90 is 90, and 90 minus 3 is 87. So my missing angle was 87 degrees. Coming over to number 8, I have another triangle, also equaling 180. But I have a 90 degree angle right now, right here. So I have a choice. Either I can do x plus 30 equals 90, because I know these 2 are 90, because I'm taking 90 away, or I do x and add those 2 up and take it away from 180, which is what I'm going to do. But you could just do x and 30 equals 90, because that's what's left, because we're taking 90 out. So I have x plus 90 plus 30 is 120, and they equal 180. Supplementary angles inside. So take away that 120, and 18 minus 12 is 6, so 180 minus 120 is 60, and that is my missing value for x right there. All right, coming down to number 9, I'm going to have a multi-step equation, a 2-stepper. I've got 1x here, 1x there, so that's 2 x's. If I do 40 plus 10, I get 50 plus 30 is 80, and that's going to equal 180 degrees. So it's a 2-step, so I'm going to start by taking away the 80. There's some bad 8s, I apologize. I get 2x equals 100. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides, because that's what that's doing, is doubling x to figure out that x equals 50. 2x's is 100, so each x is 50 degrees each. Now, going on to the very last part of this, I have to make sure I know these angles. You usually get to here and you think you're done, but make sure you plug this in, because it's not either one of these angles. This one is 50. Woo! I just hit my camera. 50 plus 10 is going to be 60 degrees. And I come down to the bottom one, I have 50 plus 30, and that's 80 degrees. All right. And sorry about the noise in my house. Here we go. Moving on to the last one. We've got 2 x's here, 1 x there. That makes 3 x's. I've got 15 degrees there and 90 down here. So 90 plus 15 is 105. And that equals 180 degrees. It's a two-step, so I'm going to take away the 105 first. 80 minus 5 is going to be 75. The 100's already gone. Leave me with 3x equals 75. So I'm going to divide by the coefficient. And it's 3/4 to make 75 cents, so I know that x is 25. So right here I've got 25 degrees, because that's what x is. 2 x's is 2 times 25, that's 50, plus 15 more is going to be 65 degrees. And that is the solutions to Math 7 homework number 1, angles and triangles. Hope you did well. Bye-bye.